into the eyes. Sitting in a position then that's comfortable for you. Allowing then the inhalation to travel up the spine. And as you exhale, relax and release, taking the shoulders away from the ears. Again, inhale and lift. Exhale, relax into the hips. So really focus on the breath now at the beginning of the class. And notice how that breath comes, whether you're grasping or it's comfortable. Holding the postures for a long time will allow you to deepen the breath and use your breath to aid that stretch. Focusing upon then that breath for that period of time will hopefully allow it to lengthen. Further than relaxing into the body and the mind. Notice also now how the body feels at the beginning of the class. Any areas of tension, in particular the joints. The stretches we're holding through the Yin class today will extend into the cartilage around the joints, hopefully allowing you to feel looser and more mobile. When you're ready, breathe in and open into the eyes. Exhale then, chin down to the chest. Inhale and lift. Exhale all the way up to the ceiling. And back to center. We're going to take it down then, chin to chest, hold it for a breath. So deep inhale. Deep exhale. When you're ready, lift. Reset in the center. And again, lift all the way up. Inhale here. Exhale. Again, coming back then to center. The last one here, tucking the chin all the way into the chest. Feel that stretch increase down between the shoulder blades. Deeper then down the spine and into the pelvis. And when you're ready, lift. Exhale all the way up to the ceiling. Shoulders move away from the ears, chin lifts up towards the ceiling. Feel the openness through the front of the throat. When you're ready, come back to center. Take then the left ear to the left shoulder. Draw then the right away in opposition. You can then bring the heel of the hand down to the mat beside you. When you're ready, replace the hand, lift the head. Right shoulder, right ear to the right shoulder. Drawing then the left heel of the hand down to the mat. When you're ready, breathe in, lifting up. I want you to take the hands then behind the head. You're just going to roll the head round in a full circle. So if you take the hands to the base of the neck, when you're rolling backwards, it's just going to support you. So we're going to begin rolling backwards. So I'm taking left ear to the left shoulder. I'm rolling around in a full circle. The hands are just there as support around the back of the neck. One more this way. And then the other way. The right hand down beside you, lift the left alongside the ear. So you're going to bring the ribs out from underneath, breathe, go and expand then into that left side. the hand a little bit further away, then increase that stretch. Inhale, lift. We move the arms over to the other side. So left hand comes down, right arms alongside the ear. So you're bringing then those right ribs out from underneath. No, these are left ribs. Left ribs, breathe, go and expand into the right side. When you're ready, breathe in and lift up. Bring in the hands in front of you, interlace the fingers. So you want to push the knuckles away, bring the chin to the chest. Think about the shoulders spreading and separating back behind you. When you're ready, breathe in, lift up, push the ceiling away, arms alongside the ears. When you then to lean towards the right side. When you're ready, breathe in, lift, and over to the left side. And when you're ready, relax then and release. Bring the feet together. Take hold of the toes, little butterfly wiggles into the knees. Lift the chest up. And then when you're ready, bring the hands forwards. Just reaching forwards, pushing the knees out to the side. And then when you're ready, lift up. Take the legs then out in front of you. We're just going to go circles with both feet, so all the way around, full circles. And then back the other way. Point the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And roll through, point the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And then release. Inhale, lift tall with the arms. Take the hands towards the toes, and in a forward fold. If you can't get the toes, just take the hands either side of the leg. And breathe in, lift up. Exhale and fold. Last one, lift up. Exhale down. Hold it here for a couple of breaths. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. And then when you're ready, slowly roll up. And then come onto your all-fours position. So we're going to do a quick round through the spine with our cat-cow stretches, and then get into those mini Sum Salutations. So hands underneath the shoulders, shoulder width apart, fingers nice and wide spread, knees underneath the hips, hip distance apart. When you're ready, drop the head, drop the tailbone, push up through the back. Inhale then, belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone, look up. And exhale, rounding through, drop the head, drop the tailbone, push up through the back. Inhale, belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Exhale, rolling through, drop the head, drop the tailbone, push up. And back then to the neutral position. So come back to sit on your heels. So we're going to go through our mini sun sails. So I will quickly show you them so that you can remember them, and then we'll go through them all together between 3 and 5 times. I'll see how I feel normally with the mini ones. We definitely go up to 5. So we'll see. So we're going to come up and lift up. We'll then take the hands down. We're going to slide the hands forwards. Chest center comes down. So you're coming into your extended puppy pose. Draw the hands back so that the hands then come underneath the shoulders. Drop the head and tailbone into your cat stretch. You'll then release from your cat stretch. Tuck the toes up and back to downward dog. Drop from the downward dog. Release the toes to the front of the feet back on the mat. Back into that cat. Slide forwards, bringing the chest center down. Really thinking about the round in the back here. Then you're going to slide the hands back. And then as they come towards the knees, lift up. We're going to push forwards through the legs and rise. Bringing your prayer to your heart center, and then we'll go again. So when you're ready, come into a high kneeling position. Knees are underneath the hips. When you're ready, breathe in, lift up. Stretch tall. Exhale, hands come down. They slide forwards. Extended puppy pose. Bring that chest center and the forehead towards the mat. Inhale, slide back, hands underneath the shoulders, into that cat stretch on the exhale. Inhale, release from that. Tuck the toes. Exhale, back downward dog. Dropping the knees. Untucking the toes. Cat stretch again. Really stretch those shoulder blades away from one another. Slide the hands forwards, extended puppy pose. When you're ready, inhale, slide the hands back. Lift, push through the thighs. Bring in your prayer to your heart center. And again, breathe in and lift. Exhale, release, slide the hands forwards. A little bit deeper in that curve at the back. Slide those hands underneath the shoulders, drop the head, drop the tailbone. Release from the cat stretch, tuck the toes, up and back, downward dog. Drop down onto the knees, untuck the toes, back into your cat stretch. Slide those hands forwards, extended puppy pose. Bring it back, push through the legs, hips lift. Prayer comes to your heart center. Here we go again, breathe in and lift. Exhale, slide those hands forwards. Inhale, hands come back underneath the shoulders, drop the head, drop the tailbone, cat stretch. Tuck the toes, push yourself up and back, downward dog. Bring those knees back down. Toes, front of the toes touch the mat, cat stretch. Slide the hands forward, extended puppy. And lift all the way up. Bring your prayer to your heart center. We'll go 2 more times. When you're ready, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward, slide the hands forward. Hands come back, underneath the shoulders, cat stretch. Tuck the toes, release the stretch, downward dog. Drop it back down, untuck the toes, back into that cat stretch. Slide the hands all the way forwards, release down. Inhale, lift, push forwards with the hips. Prayer to your heart center. Last round, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold it forward, slide, really arch that back. And slide back underneath the shoulders, cat stretch. Release the stretch, tuck the toes, downward dog. Drop the knees back down, untuck the toes, into that cat stretch. Slide the hands forward, really release that chest center down as deep as you can go. Slide the hands back, breathe in, lift up. Prayer comes to your heart center. Okay, mini sun sounds are done. So we've got 9 postures that we're going to go through and hold, and they are, a couple of them will double up. So we've got like a low lunge, for example, so we'll do both sides. There's a pigeon, so we'll do both sides. We've got our cow face pose, which the legs will be optional. They might release that in them for a long time, you might hate it. So we'll see how we get on with that one. We're going to start with our child's pose, and we're going to do our child's pose, and then we're going to stretch it to both sides. So you're really changing where the stretch comes from. So we're going to start initially with our normal child's pose, and then we'll walk it to one side, we'll walk it to the other. So we're going to be down in child's pose for a little while, but I will after a couple of minutes let you know to move, and then move back the other way. If you want to, and you've got a block or a cushion, and you find we're going into a wide leg child's pose, and you find that having the head resting down is too much, you don't like, some people don't like it, you can put your head on the cushion, you can turn it to the side, you can pull fists with your hands and rest your head. Just make sure you're pushing your hips back, bringing that tailbone under, and really getting into that child's pose. Arms, you can do whatever you would like to do with. You can have them back behind you, grabbing your feet, you can have them stretched forwards. When we then move to the side-to-side stretch, I will have them forwards because we're going to be using the hands to walk. So if you want to take them behind for the first 2 minutes and then have them outstretched in front for the next 2, then you can do that. Okay, so we are going to bring our toes together and our knees far apart. So almost, if you can, to the edges of your mat. And then you're going to slide the hands forwards, bringing the hips back. So those hips are coming all the way back to the heels. Fingertips stretch forward. Again, if you want to, you can take the hands back to hold on to the heels. It's entirely up to you and how you feel comfortable. Think about taking deep breaths, tucking that tailbone towards the heels. Really stretching the hands forward. Really focus on your breath as you're stretching here. Focus on lengthening the inhale and the exhale. And slowly lift the head, and then walk the hands towards the left. So the hips stay back, and then relax yourself down here. So you might find it's more comfortable to bring the side of the face down. And relax. Really push those hips backwards. Stretch the fingertips forward. Again, really focus on lengthening the breath. Balancing the inhale and the exhale. When you're ready again, slightly lift the head and walk through center, taking yourself back then to the other side. And again, release that chest center down and relax. This time, opposite side of the face, might be more comfortable on the mat. Again, draw the hips back, let stretch increase. Deepening that breath. Really come back to center and just stretch it forwards for a minute after being in that sort of side position. And then I want you to slowly lift. Just bring the knees together. Release back onto the heels. And then bring the forearms down. Hands ball a fist now. Just allow the head to rest here. So we're not going to stay in this position for 2 minutes, because we've been quite stretched in those positions. I just want to take a second before we come up. And then when you're ready, you can release up. The shoulders a little roll if you feel you need to. Wherever you feel that you felt that in your body, just have a little wiggle. It's quite a while to hold the stretch. I particularly felt it down this side and that side one. Did feel that. So yeah, anything that needs a wiggle or release or anything for being in that position for a little while, then please wiggle it out now. So we're going to do a low lunge now on each side. I'm going to try not to talk too much through it, because it's quite nice to just feel the stretch and have you tune into the body. I find it really difficult not to talk when it's quiet, so I'm going to really try. But really think about where you're feeling it. So focus on the breath, lengthening the breath, and focus where you're feeling the stretch as the time increases and the stretches increase. Okay, because I definitely felt that far more than I would normally feel as a child's pose, in particular that one side over the other side, which is really interesting. Okay, so we are going to come to an all fours position then on the mat. And then I'm going to start bringing the right foot forward. So the right foot's going to come forward just outside of the hands, because I want you to have space to keep the hands on the mat throughout. So make sure that back foot's comfortable. If you find that it's not comfortable, grab a cushion, or for example, like I've got a hoodie here, anything, you can just pop underneath the foot if you feel it's not comfortable on the mat itself. So that right foot's forward. You can, if you're not comfortable with your hands on the floor, place them on a block or anything that you want to bring the floor up to you. So just make sure that back foot's comfortable, whether it's on something or not. Hands are then going to be inside that front foot. Make sure that the hips are forward, so that you're not sort of a bit wiggy wonky to one side. Bring the hips forward. Hands are underneath the shoulders. If you find that you like the toe tucked under better, that's fine. Just whatever's comfortable for you to hold. So get yourself comfortable then in that position. Think about sending the heart center forwards rather than collapsing it down. And then we'll breathe here. Shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath. When you're ready, push back, slowly release. You're going to bring that right knee back underneath us. Come back into child's pose again, those knees together. Relax the hands up, take it behind the head. When you're ready, release, coming back up to your all fours position. So I'm going to turn around just because I feel like having this knee up closes me off and I don't like it. So I'm going to turn around this way. So I don't know, I felt it in my arms, but I don't know because I've done nothing for a while. So if you find that you're feeling the tension, if it's good tension, amazing. If it's too much, you can move, release, try and hold it if you can. But anything that's not anything that's painful, it's not that comfortable pain, just move. So yeah, we'll do the other side. Focus on your breath and relax and releasing into that posture. And notice whether doing this side feels any different or you feel it in any areas that are different to the opposite side. So when you're ready, we're going to bring that left leg forward so the foot comes outside the hands. So it's going to be slightly outside the shoulders to allow space for you. Then again, if you want to pop anything underneath that foot, or if you're comfortable with it on the mat, then that is fine. Again, think about sending that heart center forwards. Okay, when you're ready and you're comfortable, focus on that breath. Lengthening and releasing. Focusing on the breath. When you're ready, slowly draw back. Bring the knee back underneath the hip, and again come into that child's pose. Hands come behind the head. Ready? You can release and come up. So we're going to come down onto our tummies now, and we're going to come into our Sphinx pose. After that, we are going to come into our Cobra. Now, if Cobra is too much to hold, I will only do 2 minutes for Cobra. If it's too much, just release back down into Sphinx or lower those elbows a little bit. Okay. Sphinx pose. The forearms are on the mat, shoulders are underneath the wrists. So we're going to lay down on our fronts. Bring in the elbows underneath the shoulders. Definitely said shoulders underneath the wrists, I think that just made no sense. So forearms are flat on the floor. Now your feet are no further than hip distance apart back behind you. Roll the shoulders back and down then, push into the forearms and lift. Focus on the breath. Again, that chest centre is floating forward. You feel the chest centre floating. bring the hands under your shoulders. I want you to push yourself back to child's pose again. So up, all the way back. There's little back bend there in there. So when you come into child's pose, we're just counteracting that. If you feel you need to arch the back a little bit more, please do so, whatever feels good. And then whenever you're ready, come on up. So we are going to go into Cobra the same way. Now that is a more intense back bend. So if you don't like it, come back down to Sphinx or just bend your arms, your elbows a little bit. You are pushing back from the hands, so just see how your arms feel as well. Remember, only comfortable pain. So lay yourself back down and on your front. My back is like, what are you doing to me? I've really had backache through this silly COVID. So this will do wonders, but at the moment it's like, go away. So again, those hands are coming underneath your shoulders. Feet are no further than hip distance back behind you. When you're ready, on the inhale, lift up. Shoulders roll back and down. Fingers nice and wide spread, chest center floats forward. And breathe. If you remember at any point throughout, lower back down into Sphinx. Allow the breath to become deeper in this pose. If you do lower down into Sphinx at any point, make sure you move the elbows so they're underneath the shoulders. Lower back down very slowly. Now you're going to push into those hands, take yourself back to child's pose. You really stretch those hands forward, tuck the tailbone under, forehead to the mat. Think about rolling your shoulder blades away from one another here. Really open the back. You can bring the outer edges of the hands to the mat and the thumbs lift if that helps. When you're ready, relax, release and slowly roll up. Grab a drink at any point if you want to. So we're going to come into our pigeon pose now on both sides. So normally we'll pick up and come through into that from downward dog. We're going to do a bit gentler. If you find it's not comfortable getting into it from our all fours position, then just go up into downward dog and then bring that knee through. But if not, we can do it from this position too. So we're going to bring right leg forwards first. So you're going to bring it through, drop the knee down and then slide that knee back behind you. Now really focus on positioning here. So we don't want this hip open. You want to draw that so that your hips are forwards, parallel to the front of the mat. And then when we come to lay forwards, the hips then are parallel on top of the mat. So you're not wonky donkey. So walk that foot out a little bit there if you need to. Position yourself comfortably, roll the shoulders back and down. And then come down onto the forearm. Now I'm going to cross my arms in front and then relax my head down onto my hands. Really slide that leg back behind you. Focus on those hips being parallel to the front of the mat and parallel on top of the mat. Draws energy through that back foot as you relax deeper down. Again, tune in to how the body's feeling on this side. Walk the hands back, and then I want you to drop onto that hip. Now we're going to come back to an all fours. I'm going to turn around again because I don't like being closed on. So back to your all fours position. And then this time we're going to bring the left knee through. So the left knee, foot and knee comes through. And then slide back and bring the front of the back foot onto the mat. Get yourself comfortable here. Make sure those hips are forwards. Shoulders roll back and down. And then when you're ready, walk yourself down. Bring in those forearms in front. Again, I slide them apart so I've got my hands to rest my head onto. And relax. Making sure that the hips are parallel. Legs in that ground. There's a difference in this side. Whether there is a difference, whether you feel it in the same area as the side before. When you're ready, lift up, roll the hands back, dropping them down onto that left hip. Then we're going to come into a wide leg position. So we're going to come into our straddle stretch and we're going to come forward into dragonfly. So you can either bring the hands forward like this. If you've got the flexibility there, you can come down onto your forearms. So you want to make sure that you're pushing the heels away. Knees are up towards the ceiling, don't let the toes and the knees roll forward. So then when you're ready, just walk the hands to wherever is comfortable for you to feel the stretch. And if you can come down onto the forearms, keep pushing those heels away. You might find in this pose in particular that you release a fair bit, so if you want to move forwards and deepen, that's fine, as long as that pain remains comfortable. I think our playlist has come to an end. It's very quiet. And when you're ready, slowly walk the hands back. And bring the legs together. And I want you to slide the knees up and then just give them a hug. So you can bring them in as close as you want. Just round the back, squeeze in. And then take the hands behind you and then just lift the chest up. Draw the shoulder blades together.